Hi, welcome back to Dawn Digs In. I'm Dawn, and it is time for the 40-day spring challenge. We're here. We made it. We're almost at summer. So let's go and let's really dig into this challenge. Starting on Tuesday, April 11th, running for 40 days until Friday, May 20th. That is the start of the May 24 or Victoria Day weekend in Canada. There's no other holidays in between here, so it should be really easy to follow this for 40 days. Couple rules. Here we go. Rule number 1. We want to get in 8 to 10,000 steps a day. Number 2, we want 2 workouts. Now, you can break this up however you want. You can do half hour in the morning, half hour in the evening. You can do 45 in the morning, 15 in the evening. But we want to get ourselves moving twice a day, and especially after dinner. Go for a walk, hop on your treadmill, do some dancing, do something to get your body moving before you sit down for the evening. Number 3, we're going to drink half of our body weight in water, up to 100 ounces. Get yourself a big pitcher, fill it up with your water, get it done. Number 4. Pick your diet. Whatever you want to do. You want to do low carb, you want to do no sugar, you want to just maintain what you're doing and maybe give up something. If you want to get yourself Number 4, pick your diet. Pick what is going to work for you that you can stick with, whether it's low carb, whether it's just awareness eating, whether you're doing intermittent fasting. Pick something that you're going to stick with for 40 days. And number 5, give up something for 40 days. Now, I'm going to suggest that you give up alcohol. If that's not possible for you, it could be chocolate, it could be French fries, it could be chips, it could be anything, but something that you're going to give up for 40 days. So simple rules, right? Walking your steps, 2 workouts a day, drinking your water, picking your workout, and giving up something. 5 simple things we're going to do for 40 days. So what is the best way to prepare yourself for this? I've always found it really important that you take a little bit of time to prep yourself. Don't just jump right in, okay? We need to start where we're at. So don't go, well, when I lose 10 pounds, I'm going to start a program. You're going to start a program Tuesday, okay? Pretty straightforward. We're going to get started. Meet yourself where you're at. Don't sabotage yourself with perfection. So get yourself a Fitbit. Get yourself a cheap $10 counter. There's lots of really cheap watches that will give you steps on it. Or your phone. If you have a phone, there's an app on your phone that will keep track of your steps for you as well. So that's really important. The big picture for the water. That's really important. Maybe you've got one of those gallon jugs for water, or your water, like me, is 20 ounces and you just know you need to drink 5 of those. Whatever you need to do to set yourself up for success is really, really important. Now, picking your diet. If you want to lose weight, we all know that we need to get ourselves in some form of a calorie deficit. The easiest way to do this is to pick a goal. So I'm just going to use some examples. Let's say during this challenge you want to lose 15 pounds. Because we want to be realistic, right? 10 to 15 pounds is a realistic goal in 40 days. It really is. So if we are starting at 180 pounds and we want to get to 165, how do we do that and how do we know how much to eat? The easiest way to do that is to take the 165, which is your goal, multiply it by 10, write it down, then multiply it by 12, write that down. That is your calorie range that will get you to that weight and maintain you at that weight. So that is what is required to weigh 165 pounds. Now, take whatever number you're at. If you're 140 and you want to get to 130, take 130 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 12, and there's your 2 numbers. Get yourself an app. Could be Carb Manager. There's many, many apps out there that are really good at keeping track, or just write down what you're eating. It's easier to use an app because they figured it all out for you. When you get to that number, you're done for the day. Stop eating. Maybe you want to do intermittent fasting. The easiest way I found for myself, because I now have a small eating window, so I'm aware of what I'm getting in that time, and I know if I want to have a snack or some kind of a treat, it has to be done in that certain time frame. That really works for me. go back to last week's video and get yourself prepared for. So we want to set ourselves up for success. So just like we talked about last week, you want to start off by taking a picture, taking your weight, taking your measurements, put it away. Okay, we're not going to touch that again for 40 days. You can take some sporadic pictures because that's really, really helpful. But the weigh and measure, put that scale away, hide it, give it to somebody, put it in the trunk of your car. But you're not going to step on it again for 40 days. Easiest way to see change, stop jumping on that thing every day. I know I've told you before, I never owned a scale until we opened the gym. And it's just always been a really good way for me to not get upset about where I am, because the scale can be really disappointing if you get on it and you've worked really hard and you're not seeing any results. So get rid of the scale. Put it away, take your weight, take your measurements, and just put it away until you're ready. Now, I like to use sticky notes for my accountability. I have my sticky note up here. I've got 40 of them here all ready to go. I'm going to stick them all on the wall. You can use bigger ones. You can use a calendar. Use whatever works for you. Use an app. Make yourself one in Canva, whatever works for you. Now, I do this a couple different ways. I do my 1 to 40 on the wall, and now every day you pull off one when you're done. If you don't complete the rules, you leave it up there. And when you get to the end, you're going to add those days in. We're not starting over again. We're just going to add those days in when we get to the end. Now, you can also write on these what you're doing. You can write on them what you did, how you were feeling, if it was a good day for you, and keep track of them that way. Some people like to see that progress as we go. I like to rip it off and move on because that day's done. It's time to get on to the next day. But keep track. Find a way that works for you to keep track of those workouts. It's also a good place to write down what's your energy levels. Like, you can fit a lot of things on a sticky note, right? Draw yourself a little happy face, sad faces. How are you doing? Was it awesome? Was it not awesome? Did you hate it? How was your day going? So get yourself ready. You've got the rules. 8 to 10,000 steps a day, 2 workouts a day, up to 100 ounces of water a day. Pick the diet that works for you. Give up something, whether that's sugar, carbs, alcohol, whatever you're going to do. And meet us back here in 40 days, because we are going to be fit and fabulous for summer. Have some awesome workouts. You are amazing.